Tom? All right, let's call this meeting to order this morning, Brewster County Commissioners Court, September the 9th, 2025. Call this meeting to order. And we'll have the invocation by Mr. Kovos. Let's all rise for the invocation.
Let's pray. Almighty God, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you that we can call on you, and your word says that you would answer us and show us great and mighty things which we know it's not. We ask your direction and your blessings on the judge, commissioners, families, the county, the city, the nation, and all nations. Help us to be attracted to your mighty power for such a time as this. Lord, not be distracted by situations, but pray for the city, the nation, and all nations, for those that are hurting, Lord, and homeless, those that are hungry, going through the devastations of war and poverty. We call on you, dear God, this day. Your word says, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen you. Bless the meeting. Bless us with wisdom and discernment in every decision, and we give you the glory and honor because we are blessed to be a blessing. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen and amen.
Amen. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Huh? Hold off another one. All right. Good morning, everybody. I see our district clerk is here to take some abuse. Love it. All right, number 4, let's do Commissioners Court meeting minutes of August 26th.
I need an order and move to approve.
I'll second. Okay, motion to approve the Commissioners Court meeting minutes of August 26th. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Number 5 is public comments. Any public comments this morning? Who takes the hit today? Mo, that's your hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bring it on.
Yeah. Mo takes the hit. All right. No public comments, so we'll have a report from the city of Alpine.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Commissioners. How are y'all this morning? Good. I have 5 things to talk about this morning. First is city manager interviews. We're in the process of interviewing 2 city manager candidates, and we'll see how that settles out. And then we'll ask for additional input once council comes to a recommendation from the other key leaders in the county and the city, and it'll make a selection to go forward. So my sense is we're probably not going to have anyone on board until the earliest, I think, Thanksgiving or after the first of the year. That's Rick Stevens' perspective. I'm not sure everyone else would agree with me, but that's kind of my view. Second item we're working on is budget. We have our preliminary budget. We're going to be talking about at the next city council meeting, September 16th, roughly $17 million. We've got, in my mind, a fair amount of work to do on it because when we look at the funding allocated for our water system and our wastewater treatment system, I think our water system's underfunded. So we're actually going to have a workshop on the 7th of October. And we're going to work through a lot of the key water challenges we have, particularly on the west side with water pressure out of Pierce Tank, and then making sure we have sufficient water pressure on the southeast side of town over in Ward 4, where the Lake Chigia phase 2 is going in. And then we're going to have another workshop on the 21st of October, as well as we talk about wastewater treatment plant. Just about finished with that. That'll finish up at the end of this month for clarifier number 2. And then we're going to go start working on clarifier number 1. And our focus there is how can we get it up to the class necessary for using affluent water for more than just a golf cart. And I think we'll be able to use for parks. So we've got a fair amount of work to go through there. Zipper, looking forward to the 15th of September showing up, and then we'll have the opportunity to go put that thing to use in many, many ways in many locations. So looking forward to that. The other thing I want to mention is we had a good discussion at City Council meeting. Michelle Reinhardt came in and we had a discussion about the Manuel Payne softball field. getting a cooperative agreement between the city and the school district. And Judge, my view, this is kind of step one to get the ball rolling. I think there's general agreement amongst the council and the school district to go work that as a cooperative. My put is, let's talk about the bigger picture and let's talk about how we're going to manage that. And so I floated the idea, we really need a separate group that consists of representatives from the county, the city, the school district, Saul Ross, as we start looking at that as kind of a first step. And of course, all the softball association to be able to go work that in a bigger picture. So I think that whole sports complex has some real opportunities, and I'm hoping this is phase one. Michelle Reinhardt took the lead to go look at what that structure might look like and bring it back to the city for a discussion. And then I know, Judge, there'll be further discussions going forward. So I'm optimistic about that as we create a greater cooperative for our recreational facilities here in the city and the county. That's all I've got. Any questions for me?
How many people do the interviews for the,
I'm sorry?
how many people do the interview? Is it the council itself?
Oh, so it's just council itself. Yeah. So
Okay.
we had originally,
Department heads or what?
well, I'll kind of walk through the process. We had 21 candidates. City council narrowed it down to 6. We then had the department heads have a discussion with them to get their preliminary feedback and assessment. They gave us that. We then council narrowed it down from there to 3. And then it got narrowed down to 2. And those are the 2 that we're going to go off for an interview. I think the challenges we're going to face is, are they really wanting to come to the city of Alpine because they're not local? And what we expect their longevity is going to be. And then how's that vision going to work? If I was to give odds, which always gets me in trouble, I think out of the 2 candidates, we 50-50 chance of selecting one of them. So take 2, take the 50. That says I hope we're able to pick one out of that's successful, or we're going to have to go back out again. So that's kind of where we're at. But we narrowed it down, and we actually grouped them into 4 groups. Those that we thought met the qualifications, those that did not, and some subgroups there, and then whittle it down from there based upon council perspectives. But that's the process. So tough finding a city manager. And we don't have to look too far across from our neighborhood counties, the challenges they have as well. So, and city managers tend to last 34 years, which is I'm concerned about longevity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Sir, anything else?
Any other questions for Councilman Stevens? All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it. All right, number 7, recognitions and announcements. Anything from the court today? All right.
I'd like to remind everybody that there's a 911 memorial at the Border Patrol Station on 911.
At what time is that? 8:30?
10.
Yeah.
No, it's early because it's at the time that the planes hit the tower. So
They changed it this year.
Oh, they did?
They made
Yeah.
it 10 o'clock because they want students to show up.
That's the email I
okay.
got.
Good. Well, thank you.
They did or didn't want to?
They did want students
okay.
to show up.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Well, then we
Good.
should make a showing.
All right. What you got, sir?
On that note, I will be at the Terlingua event instead of the Alpine event, but I wanted to announce that the Terlingua Pet Clinic that was held over Labor Day weekend was a huge success. It was organized by the Alpine Humane Society, and I want to give them a huge thank you for organizing that. They also had a nonprofit Operation of Kindness and donated vaccines from Petco Love. And it was at the Red Patilla Community Center over 2 days, and they were able to provide 115 spay and neuter surgeries.
Wow.
And as well as 61 just veterinary checkups. And they're already talking about doing it again next year. So I'm very grateful to Alpine Humane Society for organizing that. And I'm very happy that they were able to have such a successful event. So thank you.
What was there a cost to that for the?
It was free. If you could ask for free, there were also I think a sliding scale. But most of the services were free. The vaccinations were free, the checkups, etc.
We've had it in for the last couple of years.
I will say on the note about animals and strays, we've been talking about our stray populations increasing, particularly in South County. We've talked about working with the city, and that probably will bubble up here in the next month or so about helping them to have a discussion about they need a new incinerator or whatever you call it to cremate the remains of the animals. Apparently the one they have is kind of on its last legs. And so we're talking about maybe having a discussion about they would give us, in return for helping them with that, they would give us capacity to bring our strays to the, which we do now, but it's not real formal. And I think we need to formalize that.
And we're still good for that. That's what everybody instructs.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to reaffirm what we had. Like there's been so much change that everybody's forgot what we did before.
Yeah, I never could find anything really hard in writing. If it is, I couldn't find it. So yeah, we'll bring that back to the court, but that's kind of on the fall agenda.
In my view, we just need to put a letter of agreement together and make it happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
All right.
Of note, James and I last Friday went to Marathon to the Border Patrol open house,
Okay.
heard them, their song and dance, and it was good. Good information. A lot of people asked good questions. I think it was more of just, here we are, let's put a face with a name, numbers, so James might have a different outlook on it, but
They're trying to work real hard with, they kind of lost their concept of, they thought they were bigger than the landowners and.
I told them they need to have a private property rights class at that, where they go to school.
Yeah, but I think that was a major deal. I mean, they've lost a lot of respect that they don't have anymore.
Anyway, that was,
Our two medical directors are down in Terlingua this week doing a 3-day refresher class for the medics. So that's what's going on. I appreciate, they come down on their own dime, spend 3 days here. We put them up, obviously, and feed them, but they come down on their own dime to teach our medics how to be better medics. So that's all good. So congratulations to that. Any other announcements? All right, we'll move on. County Judge Report number 8. This is just a report. I think one of the best things we did, quite frankly, is the agreement to do the generators every quarter, letting James Oak do that, who's a specialist in generators. Just want to let you guys know, they just did their inspection on August 21st. All the generators are operating. They're all coming on when they're supposed to. They all have their batteries charged and fuel. So they've been doing this every quarter for the last year. So it's working out really well. So just wanted to give you guys.
what became of the one on Mount Lord?
That one it's up on the, not on Ord, but it's on it's at that radio tower. So I think the weather station that's up there is still very valuable. I still can't quite grasp what it does, but apparently it's the thing that sends out a notice that there's a tornado coming or a bad weather. And it puts it through the radio system. So I think from an emergency management standpoint, it makes sense to keep it. And so I think we'll look at maybe taking a little money. We do need to rehab that generator. I mean, there's no sense in having it sit up there, but not gonna work.
Right.
So I think it belongs to us.
The generator.
Generator. And we'll probably just have James.
The siren or the equipment.
The weather equipment is owned by the
National
Weather Service.
Okay, all right.
And they come out every once in a while and tinker with it. The generator was kind of put into that deal way back when, and we've kind of held responsibility for it. So what I'll probably do is get James to give us a quote, James Oak to give us a quote. It's not a Generac. Remember, it's what's the other one?
Onan?
No, it's not Onan. Kohler. It's a Kohler.
Anyone?
Just guess a name. We'll get it on. But we really need to take it off the mountain, take it to the shop, clean it out. It's got bird nests and rat nests. You saw it. So anyway, I think that's
Okay. I was wondering. All right.
all right. Any other questions about that? All right, let's do number 9, Brewster County project list. Just a couple of things new on the project list. We still have about $150,000-$60,000 left in the project list. There's 3 items. There's the final payment to the broadband expansion in Marathon and Alpine, which apparently is doing pretty well. He's going to come in and give us his numbers. This was the low income kind of a bargain internet pricing for folks, both TV and but primarily internet. And then there's a cybersecurity. I've earmarked some money. The last thing we need to do on cybersecurity is workstation upgrades. This is coming in all for county employees. This is going to be a little bit of a change. It's what's going to happen is everybody will have a password, and all computers in the county will be password protected. So when you log into your computer, you'll put in your email and password, but it'll be unique to you. So you could come to my office, sit at my computer, put your password in, and your screen will pop up. So it'll be customized to you, but it will allow us to obviously better secure. Nueces County just got popped on a $2 million cybersecurity ransom. So when we think that this is not serious, unfortunately, it is in today's world. So it'll be a little bit of a sea change. My computer's protected. Some of us have it, but everything will be protected. In the sheriff's office, Ryan, you guys share a computer. Each guy will have his own, or gal will have their own password and username, and they can sit at any computer and go in. And that does allow us to track who is in the system and who is not. I think I want to remind everybody in the county too that we're also going to build a big storage facility. So we have stuff in Drive, we have stuff in Dropbox, we have stuff in Teams. It's all over everywhere. We're going to be creating drawers for your departments. So it'll all be into one huge, gigantic server. And then that server is then it's actually downloaded to a second server and then uploaded to the cloud. So it's backed up 3 times. But I think the important thing for people to understand is that county computers, you have no right to privacy in county computers. All right. So just a warning that if there's anything personal on your computer, and I'm saying that kind of globally, might be a good time to check that out because it's going to get shown. It'll show up in a file drawer somewhere and we'll all get to see it. We'll all get to see family pictures and whatever else you got in there. So just keep that in mind. All right. And then the last thing is we really need to get some shade cover built, particularly in Terlingua, for our heavy equipment. Now that we're buying new heavy equipment, we don't need to bake it out in the sun. So Ribbon and I are proposing. I put in just enough for the Terlingua, but we have enough money. I'd like to raise that to $60,000 and cover both Marathon and Terlingua, and that will give us shade covers in all 3 locations. Particularly, and we'll start with Terlingua and get that one done first. And
I know little storeroom and so they leave oil and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So they'll have a little storeroom and then shade cover for our equipment. So if any objections to that, I'll change that 20 to 60 and that'll take it down. Let's see, well, leave us about
37.
About 37, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll make a motion that we accept the project proposals as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All right. Next one.
And
Yeah.
motor grader,
Yeah, what about it?
it's there in the distance.
Okay. Ready to go?
Yes,
Deliver it?
we can, if that's what we want.
Yeah. I think we go ahead and deliver it and then we'll make a trip up there and visit.
Visual,
Yeah.
okay. I'll tell you.
Might as well get it working. Have them.
I'm not on trade and the horse is here.
I want to drive it once. Can you find me like a piece of dirt that I can just tear up?
Yeah, we sure can.
Go where it goes the road.
All right. Number 10 is review and take action regarding the waste disposal contract for Republic Services. Our comptroller, Melinda, was able to negotiate a reduced rate for our dumpsters is it Marathon, right?
Yeah.
At the Post Park.
Mhm.
And so this is the contract we need to approve. We were able to reduce it by about how much a month?
For about $450, $500 a month.
Over a month.
Thank
So
you.
There's $6,000 savings. So I'll make a motion. We approve the new amended contract with the reduced rate unless somebody
Second.
wants to spend more money.
I was going to ask if they missed a decimal place or something.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, great. Next one is a review and take appropriate action on the addendum to the real property lease with the Marathon Public Library. Now, there's a copy of that lease in your iPad. This is just basically to clarify that lease now is on that bigger building
Mhm.
that they're building. I would like to make a couple of changes to the agreement. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to approve it. I want to add a clause in there about insurance. So what's happened is we've agreed to carry the liability insurance and property casualty on the building itself. And they're going to carry the insurance on the contents.
Okay.
So there'll be two policies. So we'll kind of overlap, but what's inside the building is their responsibility.
What's the
It's a
current
lease.
situation?
Huh?
What's the current liability?
Right now, we're carrying all of it.
All of it.
Yeah. And they're willing and offered to carry the contents. Okay. But if somebody, let's say somebody's walking down the sidewalk, trips and falls, you know, the insurance companies will find out who's gonna litigate that. Okay. So there'll be plenty of coverage but short of that, I think the agreement's fine if anybody.
And they're all happy with that?
Yeah.
Make the motion to go forward with agreement, giving the judge a leeway to change
On the insurance.
on the insurance.
I'll
All right,
second.
motion is second. They're having a grand opening, by the way. Well, you guys should have gotten an invitation. I think it'll be, November. Yeah. I think that'd be great for all of us to appear there. And it is not a violation of TOMA for all of us to appear at a social event.
Don't talk business.
Just don't talk business. Okay, motion is second to approve the amended real estate lease agreement with the Marathon Public Library. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Let's move on to number 12, Road and Bridge Superintendent Report.
We've been a little busy.
That's awesome.
Last week we came to visit Miss Julie, so she could give us some training on the new computer portal for the self-employees. And it turned out to be a good one. The guys are, and I am too, we're kind of like on the fence about it, but once we get going with it, we should be okay. And also we are having, still having problems with South County and Fulcher Road, Joe Moss. We fixed it a couple of times and had another big rain here not too long ago. Tore everything up again, but we're headed that way again. Also, I've got a gentleman mowing in the area, and we're gonna move him to Marathon probably either the end of the week or first next week, so we can get ready for the cabrito cook-off on September the 19th, I believe, at the post. And
How's the post look these days? Good.
Looks good.
Okay.
The boys doing a really good job.
we got our motor grader that was sent to Cat in Odessa. We finally got it back first part of the week. And it's headed to down south this morning. Well, actually headed over there yesterday, but it's going to work better this morning. Commissioner Morrow and I met with the gentleman at Veterans Edition. And we talked to him, and I don't know what we've come up with yet, but we're still working on it. And no permits. We've done a few oil changes on some of the pickups and a couple of pieces of heavy equipment.
Do y'all do your own oil changes?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me ask a question. Rick, on the zipper thing when it comes in, is the weather still gonna be good enough for us to do the country club estate?
I think we're also fine. 100% yes.
Weather's gonna be good enough to do the. I mean, we're still committed to working with you guys. You know, we've talked about working with the city and to learn how the zipper works, and they're gonna do the material and the zipper, but we'll provide some help on that. And then, maybe somewhere along the way, we can jump over and get the police department, jail parking lot.
So I'll keep posted as we find out more through the day, but it's supposed to be here next week. We're gonna check it out and get it scheduled.
Yeah, if you just let our guys know in plenty of time, because they're so busy scraping mud, that I think we're gonna get rain through the rest of September, and I've seen it rain in Big Bend and well into October, so our flood of 08 was early October. So.
See, I know, so it's about the zipper, is once you zip it, you mill it, you compact it, it's gonna be pretty good for a while, so just takes no days.
Right now.
We may be borrowing that thing all the time.
Does that zipper and hook up to one of your
Told him it's.
loaders? Yeah, so I move loader and. Okay, so two loaders.
Get caught up.
All right, very good. All right, emergency management, number 13. James?
If you look at your, the form I had looked at this morning, for the ground monitor. I learned that I was gone last commissioner's court meeting for a prescribed burn class, where I got certified for prescribed burns. And I learned that in the section that's on the bottom of Brewster County where it's all red, there's no monitors down there. So they can't monitor it accurately. So it's always going to be red. Because they can't get it accurate.
Can they get monitors put in?
They're looking at it.
Okay.
There's a lot of things going on, right? It's the area between Big Bend and Elephant Mountain, which there's no signal for anything. Even National Weather Service has a hard time getting anything in there. If you look at the National Weather Service map too, there's a big circle there that is not tracked because they don't have anything.
A lot of that's towards Terrell County though.
Yeah, that was gonna be my
down south.
question.
Yeah. But we have definitely seen rain and we've come a long way, especially Presidio County, which is good for us because Presidio County was always constantly red, meaning that it was a huge fire hazard for us. So it's come a long way. I'm sticking with the burn ban because I'm following suit with all the other counties in the surrounding area. And we're all in agreement that a good burn ban and controlling it like we are now, we're doing prescribed burns, we're doing controlled burns, we're doing everything that is keeping fire mitigation to a very, very low risk. Lower risk. I'm not gonna say it's, nothing, but it's a lower risk. But yeah, that's what I got.
James, I got, what about I got two questions. The radios for Marathon
Yes.
and the siren, where are we there?
Well, I know for the radios, we're still working.
Brad told me the radios were
Working.
working and everything's up and running.
Yeah.
What he told me the other day. In fact,
Oh.
and he's getting his tones now.
The tones,
Yeah, the tones are working.
Okay.
So that, because he said tones are working and I said, ain't no
10
very.
days ago it wasn't, so.
Yeah, no, they're working now.
Yeah, they're working out.
Now the siren, we haven't, well, I forget what was the deal with the siren? You remember what the mechanic said about it? It seemed like it was an easy fix.
Yeah, it was an easy fix. I thought he fixed it. The siren should be fixed. I don't know who has access
Why don't
to,
we go try to, why don't we test it?
okay, who has access to test it?
Or,
Who has access to test it?
you're the siren, you're the
The
emergency.
siren guy.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that. Because
That's the one
here,
that blasts right into those people's house.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, perfect.
But,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's better than tornado.
yes.
Yeah, because here in the city, the APD takes care of the sirens. So I didn't know if there's anybody that was specific in Marathon that took care of the sirens.
No, why don't you focus on, see if we
Okay.
get married, make sure it runs.
Okay.
And if it doesn't, let's get a quote to get it fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We'll get it up. I'll go.
Which does bring up a question for Councilman Stevens. We might want to have a conversation about, we did kind of stumble into a bureaucracy where James went and fixed all the sirens in Alpine, but apparently we thought we had them, that we thought we owned them, we didn't. This was, we fixed them for you. So that's okay. I mean, better to have them working. It falls under the APD and my question would be, would it be better for the county's EMC to have all the sirens so we don't have one siren run by one person and another siren run by another one? Just something that we can talk about later offline.
Yeah, mine isn't getting a lot of things getting aligned and integrated. You go talk to Eric, see what he says. But yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome.
Anything else?
Yep.
Okay, any questions for James?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, let's do treasurer's office. Julie.
Good morning.
So I understood that, one of the previous meetings, y'all approved my June and July monthly report. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
At the last meeting.
Okay, so I don't have to report on that today. So I don't have anything to report today, just, the next meeting, I'm on track reporting, like I'll report my August report the second meeting of the following month. So that's, I'm on track.
All right, questions. Are we getting the statements from Pecos, Trans-Pecos Bank the way we want them now? Like with the checks as part of the statement?
Images?
I mean, we have the images. I don't know if they're like directly attached to the statements yet. Like we have the statement of activity and then the check images along in the same PDF. We are giving them. I'm not sure if they're like attached to the statement on the same file.
When I looked at the last one with Manuela, I think the paper statement that we get did not have images. The images are online, but you have to like click on the individual check and print it, and then click on the individual and print it. And when you look at the number of checks that go through our operating account every month,
That's impossible.
I mean, it's crazy to sit there and try to do.
But I got the impression they were gonna fix that. Have they not fixed that?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
I-
August statements are out, so can we check that?
That's the one I was looking at.
Oh, and it hadn't been done?
No, sir.
Okay, what about,
One of the things that I'm wondering, and I thought you had spoken with them about it, but I haven't seen it, is could they at least just put together a PDF package of the images and just send them? You know, on the smaller ones, I think we're getting some of the images, but it's the big ones. And those are the ones that are the real problems where because we need those image copies for, you know, just proof of payment if we need it, or for grant compliance and, you know, various things. So.
all right, the other question is investments. Are we getting the investment report that we asked for?
We gotten it once when we asked for it. We haven't gotten it on a monthly basis.
Okay, so it's supposed to be coming to view on a monthly basis, and you and I. Okay, I'll make a note. Okay, all right. Anything else for Julie
No, sir.
or anything for Julie?
Hugs.
Mhm. All right, let's do Brewster County Comptroller, Melinda.
Okay, if.
Thanks, Rick.
So. You should have in your packet, we'll look first, the expenses paid approval report, showing the items that were paid this past week. There was a total of $95,272.49. That is broken out by fund. The majority of that is in the general fund. If anybody has any questions on any of those expenses.
Just out of curiosity, Ruben, you may know this. We spent $1,201 on a window repair at Warren Cat. What was that?
That's for the 120M. The
Okay.
maintainer, the motor grader.
Uh-huh.
It's had a broken, left-hand window broke for a long time.
Okay.
And it's getting really, really dangerous because it.
Vibrate.
I have it taped up with duct tape. So we got the, okay to get a,
Well, it looks like it's been fixed, right?
no, sir. No, we have to.
You know, I think that I'd have to go back and look, but that might have been the window repair related to somebody's vehicle.
Well, it's Warren Cat, so it tells me it's heavy equipment. And this is this is the report that you say invoices recorded against purchase order. So what that tells me is we had a purchase order, we got an invoice on it.
No, these are the expenses that
Now I'm
were
looking at
paid.
this thing, receipt register.
You're on a different report.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it says it's complete, the status is complete, $1,201.65. So
We got it, when we went to go pick up the 120H,
uh-huh.
the guys brought it back to the yard. Cause Warren Cat is not doing any installs. So I have to get somebody to come in and install it or take it, to West Texas Windshields in Fort Stockton.
They'll come here.
They'll
won't
come
they?
here and do it.
Well, they won't because it's gotta be in the shop for some reason.
Oh, so we gotta take a maintainer all the way to Fort Stockton.
Well,
Signed this morning.
there's not any room for us to run that maintainer on that low boy underneath their kennel.
Mhm.
So
We take the door off.
that's what I was thinking, was taking the door off
And take it in.
and take it and the window and the new gasket.
Can you check on that invoice though, Melinda? Tell-
We're texting right now because what I don't understand is that would not have been paid if we didn't have an approved invoice.
We had a PO on it.
But this would have been paid from an invoice. This would have been an invoice that matched up against that PO.
Okay, we'll run that down.
Yeah.
And then Melinda, this payable, I'm trying to get still a handle on this. This payable register right here. And this expense is paid. They're really the same thing, it's just different look-see, right?
Not exactly.
Okay,
We have been paying expenses every week.
right.
Okay, so this expenses paid report are those that are paid last week when there was not a commissioner's court.
Just ordinary, like light bills and
No,
gas bills and electric
that's something
bill.
we need to discuss
Okay.
tomorrow. But this is what was paid last week.
Okay,
Then the payable register, okay, that is the payables for this week. These are things that did not have purchase orders.
oh, didn't have purchase
Did
orders.
not have purchase orders. Then the receipt register is the invoices that were recorded against outstanding purchase orders, such as the Warren Cat. And these two, the payable register and the receipt register, will be paid today after Commissioner's Court.
I got you. Okay.
So this has to do with the procedure that we were discussing
Mm-hmm.
that we need to revise a little bit.
Okay. All right. Now, the other one I have, and this is on the payable register. There's a Verizon wireless. I think it's sheriff's office, $1,445.
Correct.
Is that those hot spots?
That's one of the hot spots.
Those are going away, right? Right. So this should be kind of our last bill that we have to pay Verizon. Are y'all turned all those in?
I mean, office was getting the satellites brought up.
Okay. So that, what is it called? Hotspot or whatever the name?
A Wi-Fi hotspot.
Brian, when do you think you're gonna have that completed so that we know not to expect a Verizon bill?
I'll have to get with, David and see where we're at on getting them all installed. I'm not aware if we installed them all yet. And once that's done, I can get with Julie and we can just go in and, I think we go on the website and just kick them off. I think if we have.
Do you have access to Verizon?
We have some of those in our traders, then those camera traders and stuff.
Uh-huh.
We have to go through there, we're gonna have to figure out which ones to turn on. Some of them are still gonna be
Okay.
in use.
Are you gonna put Starlink in the trailer?
Well, that's, we were discussing, so what kind of, it's gonna take to make that happen, since they're set up for those hotspots. I don't know if they can do Wi-Fi or some kind of physical hardware or what to make that happen. It would be nice, and then we can turn everything off and just put the Starlink in there.
Right. Because that was sort of the trade-off we made, was we get rid of sat phones and hotspots and swap it out for, what I don't want to end up with hotspots, satellites, and
Sure.
What happens
Starlink.
if there's a Starlink outage and then everything is Starlink? We have nothing.
well, it's the same thing with anything else, though. We could have had outage with satellite.
I think you're better off with the Starlink, that is such a redundant network. So many satellites up there.
It was the cat.
Where there's cell phone service. I think you actually have a better chance.
That's equipment.
of Starlink than you want. The cell phone service is subject to weather and electricity and all that.
Do you know if all the sat phones have been turned in?
I believe so. I'll have to check on.
Okay. Okay, any questions for Melinda on the bills?
I do have one thing on the bill. I've got a
Okay.
copy of that invoice from Warren Cat, and Johnny, if I can talk to you about it, yeah, after we get done here. It looks like we were charged for the glass door. So,
I turned in the invoice when the guys brought the window.
That's just for the glass.
that's just
The installation.
uninstalled. Gotcha.
So Warren Glass furnishes the glass, but
We've just got to get it.
they don't put it in.
No.
Okay.
Right there.
I guess I misunderstood. I thought that was installation included.
Okay, so that's just for glass.
Yes.
That's just glass.
So that price, it'll all be installed and cleaned.
Should be stained glass.
Polish it up.
Take the bugs off.
Right. Okay, all right.
Okay.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the bills as presented.
I move to approve payment of expenses.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the bills, expenses as presented. All in favor, say aye. Okay, budget line items.
Budget line items, I wanted to give you, I did have one stuff.
Added to the drive. So I didn't see
Oh,
it.
yeah. I just tried edit one. So the budget adjustment register
Here they are.
are, pretty routine. It's just we're getting to the end of the year. The first one has to do with the 394th. Moving some line items around within their budget. They have a significant amount of unspent legal fees, and so we were able to move some of those to cover the purchase of those HP laptops. The next one is on the gas card. The ag extension service was over budget for travel. So we reallocated some line items there. The line item, the BCSO mobile internet, this is what we were just talking about for the Verizon. The other one is uniforms for the jail. Moved some money to cover uniforms. Sheriff had said he'd prefer to take them out of the jail. He would take them out of abandon if necessary, but since we had the money to move, we kept it within the sheriff's department. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, in the jail. And then the last one is the one I added that is was not in your packet on your tablets. We just got the Big Ben telephone invoices in, and that was over budget. So I went ahead and added a line item adjustment in there to cover the $6,000 to cover the phone bill so that we can get that paid next Tuesday.
Does the phone bill change from month to month?
It has been because we've been changing. So it's down from, it's down, I just looked at it this morning. It's gone from 8,700 to 5,200.
More like downward, that's good.
Yeah,
And it'll keep coming down because we've got, the next one we're going to attack is we've got internet everywhere.
yeah.
And we've got a major fiber optic coming in, dedicated fiber optic coming in, but yet we have internet lines on top of that. And I don't understand that. So I think we can save some more money.
So quiet.
Let me ask you a question, and this is really more for the court, but so as we move into 26, I don't have to tell everybody that, we want to run the county, we want to run it well. We want to do the things we need to do, fix the things that need to be fixed, but budgets are tight. And so my question is, when a department goes over budget, or it appears to go over budget in, say, travel, we talked about, rather than, the easy way is just line item adjust it, but that's really not the intent here.
No,
We can line item adjustment, but my feeling is that if you're fixing to go over budget, you're coming here.
Well,
To the
shouldn't that be
court.
caught by the purchase order process?
we have a lot of items that don't necessarily go through the purchase order process. But those that do, yes, those get caught.
Sure.
Things like the phone bill, there's not a purchase order on the phone bill.
Yeah. Utilities.
Some of that sort of thing, but yes, it would get caught on the purchase order. And the purchase order would not be issued until the line item adjustment is approved by the court.
So in this case, you know what your travel budget is. You're about to go travel and it's like, this is going to throw you over.
Yeah.
And the argument is going to be, you come in here and discuss well, you need that, then we'll make a line item adjustment. But that'll be our call, not an automatic deal. And this is transition. With the new system and, more deep dive into our books. This is not gonna happen like that, but that's kind of the point.
No, and one of my goals for this next year, and I think I'm gonna use Mr. Alvarez as my guinea pig on this, is, yeah, I thought he'd make a good one. He's got enough invoices and stuff flying back and forth. To set it up to where the department heads can see their budget, but I need to get all the account authorizations set up. I really can't do that until I get everything straightened out after the 2024 audit is completed. But that's the goal that I'm moving toward, is that way they can go in and they can input their requisition request for something. And if it pops up and says, oops, you don't have the budget for that, they know it right then. So, and they can also go in and keep an eye on their budget and anticipate, hey, I know I'm going to need to spend more than this. Maybe I need to look at moving some things around, and do it in advance so that it's not the last minute, oh my God, I've got to have this and I need a budget adjustment right now. So that's one goal. The other thing is just, I think, general education of how the budgets work, because when you look at the budget, for instance, I probably kill a few more trees than I need to, but I usually, once we get bills paid and everything is posted, I go ahead and print out an income statement so that I've got what the activity is, what the encumbrances are, and what's the remaining budget. And the problem that I'm seeing, as you go through the year, people look at that big number up front, they think, oh, I've got plenty of budget for this. But then you get down to the end of the year, like, oh man, I forgot about, I'm going to need to spend money on, ABC. And all of a sudden we've got this, budget adjustment crisis because they spent more money up front than probably what they should have. So, and again, that's just kind of education of keeping an eye on your budget.
Yeah, the other thing is, we are not the federal government, so your budgets are not use it or lose it. That doesn't work here in the county. So just because you have it doesn't mean you just got to go out at the end of the year and spend all of it.
No.
So we're watching that as well. I mean, if you don't spend it, it goes into surplus for us, which buys heavy equipment and other things that we need in the big picture world.
And it also doesn't necessarily mean if you don't spend it this year,
you're not
going to get budgeted that amount next
exactly.
year. You're not going to get your budget cut.
We're not going to punish you for.
We're not going to punish you for being conservative, no.
Right.
But the other issue, and I'm going to use you as an example, we've got a couple of purchase orders that I actually need to look at with you, that as we get to the end of the year, and we've got an invoice in here we need to pay attention to, is that something for this year? Or is that actually something for next year that we need to put against next year's budget, not this year's budget? So we need to kind of make sure that we're looking at the right time period when we're purchasing things.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for the budget line item justice for the extra limited. Okay, motion in a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. All right, let's do C real quick. One of the things I want, are you here for Lone Star? Okay. Jackie, tied up. Okay. I don't, so one of the things the court's going to start doing, Ryan, is we're going to start, we don't need to get in the weeds on the administration, because I think Jackie does a great job. We just want, what I really want to do is get Jackie and Melinda together. And Melinda, I'd like to just have a simple, each grant, and we only have 4 grants. We have let's see if I get it right. Lone Star, Stone Garden, Alpine Haida, and Big Bend Haida. Those are our 4 grants.
And you can also have local border security. There's another
Body worn camera
The body worn
programs,
camera.
rifle.
What about layout?
Right, there are small ones that pop up during.
And then you got SB22, which is a whole nother.
Yeah,
And then what about that Laos or Laos or what?
it's still out there. It's not a very large one.
Okay. So what I'm hoping to do is, we don't need to see, Jackie sent me spreadsheets and they're very good, but that's really between you and her and the county.
Yeah, and we're supposed.
What I want to do for the court is I want to say, here's our grant. And rather than by number, I want to like Lone Star, Well, and then maybe a description of what it's for, and then here's how much we got approved for, here's how much we've spent, here's how much we still have out in reimbursement, so we can look at it and say, okay, wait a minute, we've got $500,000 we've put up and we hadn't got the money back. What's taking so long? That would be one thing, because, we're having to fund these as we go. And it's just a simple one page, not multiple, like, can't see it, because none of us are going to want, and if we want more detail, we'll ask for it. But that's kind of where I want to head is quarterly, we'll come in and say, okay, here's where we all in this grant, this grant, this grant. And we're going to begin to review all the grants in here one by one. Not trying to be punitive, it's just something that we haven't done and we really need to stay on top of it.
Well, and her
Here-
spreadsheets are very good. It's just, we need to add a column in there that just sort of breaks it out, that it ties back a little more easily to the general ledger. But her categories and summary, it works.
Yeah, the thing I worry about, Ryan, is that Lone Star has been decreasing every year. And someday it may go bye-bye. And so what implications does that have for us in terms of staffing? And, what I don't want to do is wake up and go, oh my God, we lost the grant and we got to lay people off or cut the budget somewhere. And then we ought to already know that's kind of where I'm headed. So, okay, that's all I had on that. Melinda and what's her name? Jackie and the other. All right, item D, review, discuss and take possible action on 91,268.80 funding request. This is the remaining amount of money under the Operation Lone Star for this fiscal year. We had 100,000 roughly left over. This is $91,000 for communication equipment. On the top of, where is this? Where is this? It's on ORD. And some handheld radios. Okay.
And some Starlink.
It's Starlink hookups too. So, and those are all approved expenses by Operation Lone
I
Star.
apologize, I misspoke. This is the radios and Starlink through American Communication, the Mount Ord equipment, the solar upgrade is the $21,000.
Yeah, in fact, I have the
It's
invoice here.
another purchase order.
So, I mean, it looks fine. It gets we get the Starlink up and we get some new handhelds for your deputies. So the money's there. How long does it take us to get reimbursed? Any idea? We have to put up 91. How long does it take to get us back?
What, about a month?
So about a month after like the
Pretty quick.
invoice is submitted, maybe probably less than a month after it's submitted and all the paperwork's in.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about less than a month.
All right, well, because this popped up at the last minute, we issued the purchase order so that we could get it in under the fiscal year of August 31st, but I need this purchase order ratified by the court, please.
Second.
Motion, second, any discussion?
Are these radios to replace 10 old radios or just in addition to, will they work together?
They will work together. Some of them, it's kind of a mix, replace and adding to.
Okay. I figured you needed more than 10 radios to cover everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So like Starlink, but we, pay more funding, that's just to get us started. So the
Okay.
Starlink stuff is going into our outlying area deputies that have a hard time getting service south and east and Marathon and those areas where the service is spotty. And as we obtain more funding, we'll start increasing the Starlinks to the other units.
Okay, cool. Good, thank you.
All right, I got a motion and a second to approve the 91,000 change invoice. If there's no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. I don't know, it looks like E got repeated to C, so we've already talked about that. Anything else, Melinda, you need to talk about financial wise?
I don't think so.
All right, number 16. I swore I was gonna put you at the top, and I keep leaving you at the bottom. Brewster County Tourism.
That's not right. I consider to save the best for last. That's what I say. So no.
One day I'm gonna have you do the invocation and then we'll do your report.
There's one for you and the records and pass down, I think, the mic to.
Okay.
We just returned from the TACVB, Texas Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau's conference in Fort Worth. The document I just gave to you, isn't that a pretty picture on the cover right there? TACVB, they have changed their name. It was a lengthy process, met with mixed reviews, I guess you could say. They are now Destinations Texas. So the only issue with that and the mixed reviews were like, well, it doesn't say that it's Convention and Visitors Bureau anymore. It sounds like another destination, like Visit Big Bend, you know. So, but this is what it is. So from now on, if I ever say, you know, Destinations Texas, it is the old TACVB is what it is. But that was ratified and done at the actual annual meeting and all. They actually we have a board meeting at the same time whenever we go to this conference. But it was a great conference, I will say. The whole staff went. We had a good time. And I will tell you right now also that after that particular name change, the conference was AI centric 1,000%. I mean, that every session almost, everyone that I attended for real had at least 5 to 10 minutes on AI. And that's being used in the tourism industry almost as much as in every other place that you see it. I haven't seen a lot on, say, the media, news and stuff about it being used in tourism. It is 1,000%. I'll just say one thing on that because I can say a million things. The general public is using AI to find out where they want to go to next. Instead of searching Google TripAdvisor, you know, Kayak, whatever, they'll just go to the multiple AI engines. It's not just ChatGPT. There's Gemini. There's tons of them. There's several. Most people think of ChatGPT just like kind of Airbnb. You kind of assume that that's Airbnb means all short-term rentals. It doesn't
Like Xerox for photo.
Yeah, exactly. And ChatGPT, everybody thinks that's the one AI. There are lots. But the public will go in there and ask, you know, like, hey, I'm going to go to Big Bend. What are the top 10 things I need to see? And AI generates that for him. A year ago, just 1 year ago, that number was in the teens to 20s, you know, 15 to 25% of the public would do that. It's up near 50 already, you know, and this whole AI surge is only a couple of years in the making. So that's the future. It's going to get to the point where at one time or another, most people will ask an AI generator, an AI bot, where did they go and what did they do when they get here? So we're going to try and get on top of that in 2026. You know, as the board of directors is wanting me to stay in and do more administrative stuff, I'm going to stay on top of that for sure. Destinations Texas, the old TACVB, is going to actually have an AI only conference. They're looking at April, so I'll be attending that to get the latest updates on that. And by then, I'm sure it's going to be over 50% of the public use AI to find out where they're going to go to next and what
I'm
to do when they
assuming the
get there.
system, like everything else, can be gamed though, right? So
Yeah, I'm
if I-
hearing search engine optimization is becoming AI optimization.
Exactly.
So
There
if I
was a
could-
session on exactly that.
I publish 500,000 top 10 destinations in Big Bend and just keep, eventually the
pumping
AI is
it.
going to pick that up as the gospel, right?
Yeah, it can't tell
Exactly.
the difference between,
Right.
spamming and real genuine articles.
Yeah, that's exactly true. And on that note, we with our new website that's still in development and everything, I'm going to try and alter that to somewhat, because what AI does, it doesn't go in and analyze a picture. It may know that, yeah, that was a Chisos Basin in Big Bend in 2022 or whatever. It goes in and reads text. Websites will go full circle and come back to how they used to be, being text heavy. We had a session on that as well. The pretty pictures and nope, that's not what's going to be generated and picked up by AI anymore. AI goes in and actually reads your website. So if you have a top 10 list of what we want to do in Big Bend, which we're going to add to the new website, AI will pick that up because we're already at the top of the search engine. We're only under the national park. It'll take our text as gospel, so to speak, and then it will publish what we want people to come see here if we have it in a text form. If you have it in a pretty graphic, infographic won't work. It won't pick it up. It wants text. Weird stuff. And that's why I want to keep going to these conferences and getting the latest. I have not heard that at all. You know, everybody wants the big videos and stuff like that. But for AI, they want to read your website. It was a really great conference. A lot of eye-opening stuff there. So we enjoyed it. And the staff had a good time and they learned a whole bunch. They went to other sessions on their particular things. Aaron went to photography things. Adela went to office management, but on the CEO, the executive director, and that was a big thing, AI. And I was going to ask, with being at the conference, I had a chance to talk with several folks from the state, from Travel Texas, the governor's office and all that. We have there, and I know it seems strange, we're almost to 2026. We're just getting 2024's numbers for last year. I've got a few that I'll just read right quick. Like this is statewide. Travelers to Texas spent $97.5 billion visiting destinations in Texas. That's a significant amount of money right there, creating an economic impact of almost 200 billion, just shy of 199.5 billion. It supported 1.3 million jobs in Texas. That's up almost 200,000 from the last time they did this survey, and almost 80 billion in genuine travel generated earnings, so whether it be gas, hotel, etc. And spending by those travelers generated 9.2 billion in state and local taxes, which, this is the interesting part, is the equivalent of about $852 per Texas household that residents saved because of tourism. If it wasn't there, every household in Texas would pay a little over $800 extra in taxes just because of what visitors and travel does for us, especially in this area. I can, if you would like, maybe December, January, whatever, run the numbers for just us in Brewster County and give you all a report. Numbers are boring. I don't know if you want me to take that time up in court, or I can just give you a written report, something like that. Let me know, and I'm happy to do it to see exactly what the impact was just here in Brewster County. But interesting stuff.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, this kind of ties into, one of the things I've been wanting to talk to you all about is I'd like to do, we've got a little money in our industrial, in our capital credits account, which I would like to consider the idea of doing a hardcore economic impact study for Brewster County. What's happening economically, good hard numbers on where's our growth, if there is any, where can it be, what's generating, sort of an analysis of who we are economically. I don't know whether that'd be worth it or not, but something I've been thinking about. I think we kind of anecdotally know where we are. We know tourism is a big piece of that, but it'd be nice to have hard numbers. Something to think about. Anyway.
Absolutely. And the state provides, like you say, anecdotal numbers, but a true deep dive would be wonderful, With two other quick things. State Fair is less than 2 weeks away. Yesterday was the 2-week mark before Aaron and I will leave. We'll leave on the 22nd to set everything up. We have a brand new display that we'll put in. It's in shipping. We hope it gets here in time. If not, we'll still run with the old one, not a problem. But we've got a brand new one in there. He's going to be the lead. Aaron's going to be the lead most of the time at State Fair. Again, the board of directors, the executive committee has wanted me to do more administrative stuff and stay here in office. So I'm not going to be on the road as much. So sorry, you're going to have to listen to me more often here at court, because I should be able to make every one this next year.
Not the first one.
And I think it'll be fine. But he's going to be doing well. He'll be taking over most of that. He'll have a few breaks, but he'll be there the majority of the time. All the spots are filled. We'll use our 55-inch smartboard to answer questions in real time rather than have the booth workers. Honestly, they answer what they can. We have a book, old school printed book that they go to and refer to, like, when is the best time to come, et cetera. We have answers, pat answers for them. But this time we're going to have the smart board and set it up so if someone says, hey, I heard y'all have a neat place to golf, you just go tap on it, Lahidas will pop up, and we'll actually be able to speak to them on that nature. Or you have a kitschy place to say, a cave, right? Something like that. Boom, we just go up and hit locations in Terlingua, go to the summit, and we pull it up and we'll be able to show them on this board. So it'll be a lot more interactive, and I think we'll be able to actually answer the public's questions better, I hope. And last but not least, we will unveil our premium giveaway this year. I just wanted to show you guys. This will be what will be a giveaway. It's a nice little Big Ben t-shirt. It's a little conglomeration of what we did. We had one before, a bike and hike. And now we've added the ride on a motorcycle and float as well, our little bear mascot. So this is just an unofficial mascot of us. But if they actually have to answer some questions, a mini survey. We're also gathering data as much as we can. Like, have you ever been to the Big Ben? Did you enjoy your stay? What was best? What was not? 5-question survey on iPads. And then of course we capture their email. That's the whole point.
I need a picture of
and then they get it.
of some of the wild game that we shoot also.
Oh yeah, sure. Give me some.
Campaign.
Get your picture.
We get none. Hunting is definitely a thing out here, but we get no response from any of the outfitters who do that. Send them.
I know I'm
We'll run them on the
gonna
radio.
get a shoe thrown at me, but get t-shirts for all the commissioners.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna take a group photo with us and those t-shirts.
Nice, for sure.
Supporting tourism for Brewster County.
Perfect, for sure. Now, what sizes should I get? If you
We
don't
can't put that on the website.
in private, let me know. I'll bring various sizes. Yeah, you don't want that in the public, on the YouTube.
At the next meeting, I want to do a group photo of us.
Absolutely, for sure. Happy to bring them. I'll bring them in advance and let y'all take it. And I'll have Adela be the lead on that because me and Aaron will be setting up here next Concord. But for sure, I'll get one for everybody. That'd be a nice photo right there.
Do you know who they are? Well, I'm sure you do. Who's the artist for that t-shirt?
Our graphic designer, Chris Sanchez, who does all of our ads and layouts, et cetera, like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did it. Just sketched it out. Yeah.
Tell him I think it looks awesome.
Excellent. I certainly will. He'll be happy to hear that. He's a Salt Ross alum, so he doesn't live here anymore. He lives in Lubbock, but he knows the area well. Lastly, we had an outage in Marathon of both our Wi-Fi and the signage, the little welcome sign. Easy fix. That thing has been on almost 2 years constantly and no issues. So, man, that's a great sign that says welcome to the Big Bend and then, food a mile ahead. All I had to do is just go reset everything and it's up and running again. So that's been taken care of. If anybody noticed that it was out. And our Wi-Fi in there, the last time we had an outage in the Wi-Fi, both of our kiosks, we have free public Wi-Fi for folks, but it was down in Marathon. It was on our end. We had to get a new router. This time it was on BBT's end, but they went and fixed it within a day. So everything's working there. And again, that's just kind of routine. We go and check every now and again, but we'll make sure everything is on and good to go.
Well, I wanted to ask you before I forget, I'm sorry to interrupt, but does our maintenance contract at the kiosk include weed whacking?
Yep, sure does.
Because it needs it.
Down south?
Yeah.
I'll let them know. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just general pick up the trash and weed whacking. That's the main thing. Can't really dust in our kiosks.
It doesn't grow often, but when it does, it grows
It's
fast.
fast. Yes, it does. Yeah, I'll let them know. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. That's it.
Will the Starlink not work better than Wi-Fi? At those information places?
It probably would, but at the end of the day, it actually would be more costly for us to have Starlink at the
Because
moment.
it's already in place, yeah.
Yeah. Now, when we build the new visitor centers, we will most likely switch. I think so. Yeah, that's the plan. But in Marathon, actually, the Wi-Fi, because they have fiber run there, it's as good as Starlink, in my opinion. Yeah. So this is the first time it's been out on their end, BBT's end, since we've had it. So not bad.
By the way, that land at Marathon has changed hands.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
so they've sent me a proposal for some rent and I'm working through that. I'm gonna bring it to the court. Right now, it's a handshake deal and it's not much, so.
$100 on.
Yes, sir.
It
Exactly.
was $100. They were saying that it was more than that, but it was $100.
Yeah. They contacted the office and asked for information and I showed them the past receipts for $100 but they were wanting 300, but yeah, it's up to you, sir.
I'm gonna negotiate the lease with them.
Absolutely up to you.
Okay, you've got a promotional video grant, contract you want.
Yes, sir. One contract. This is for Grant Pittman. He has actually, it was just here this last weekend and the response, I'll read it directly. He was able to get down and capture some of the best content he has ever gotten in the Big Bend region. He's been down before, but he was highly pleased. The weather was great. Everything was looking beautiful. He got river footage, Camp Helena. It was where we had him stay, horseback riding, and of course all the stuff in Terlingua. But he's already come and filmed it. What this is for him to edit it and get it to us. We're actually going to purchase some of his photos and videos. That's what this contract
He's
is.
not related to Blair Pittman, is he?
I don't believe so. I don't think he has any ties to the area. No, not that I know of. Yeah.
All right, we got a contract. I'll make a motion that we approve the contract as presented.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I do have one quick question on that contract. This is proposed, is that actually going to take effect next year?
Which fiscal year?
Which fiscal year is?
He's already come, so he'll have it to us by end of month. Yeah, it's
Okay.
out of this.
Okay, so it's still in this year?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's in this one.
Robert, I have a question. It's probably not in your wheelhouse, but you mentioned the golf course. And there's been talk about Marfa shutting down there.
Yes, sir.
Is that going forward? I mean, because a lot of people come play that because it's the highest course in Texas.
Mhm. Yeah, that's their kitsch thing that they pitch and everything
Yeah.
like that. As I understand, the city is trying to figure out how to actually put it under their parks program, but they don't want, some don't want, and it all came down to a vote, split vote, and the actual judge was a deciding factor to actually defund it. The Marfa Golf Association, as I know, is trying to make sure that doesn't happen, but it is all still a work in
And
progress right now.
and the Vizquino Park and everything.
Yeah, this kind of time, it included with it there, which is unfortunate. It's a nice location, and that golf course is fun to play. I play it all the time, but yeah, it's all up in the air right now. I don't think they haven't decided.
know what you knew about it.
No, same thing.
Thank you.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
I appreciate it.
Update, I
Yes, sir.
just got a text that our hot truck made it to El Paso,
All right, so this is a new one.
the new one
Wow,
that we ordered.
Good.
They're gonna inspect it and put the headache rack and the lights on there.
Road and bridge is fixed up now. Got brand new equipment. All right, there's no need for a closed meeting today. Our next scheduled Commissioners Court meeting will be in this room on the 23rd of September. And I entertain a motion to adjourn. So
Second.
that was quick. Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Bye.
This court's now adjourned.